Alright, welcome back to Flight Sim 2020 and welcome back to the high performance group H145. As you can see, we're starting off inside the helicopter once again because it's a beautiful evening here in Cape Town. Well, the weather's not great, and we're going to be doing another search and rescue mission in the 145. So we are parked at Cape Town Airport and we have a hiker who has got stuck out on Table Mountain in this weather, and it's now getting dark as well. They haven't returned, so they've been reported missing. We have a general idea of where they are, and we are going to presume them to be injured as well. So, like I said, it is early evening. The sun is pretty much set, although probably doesn't make too much of a difference with this visibility. But we're going to head out and see if we can rescue this person. So everything's fired up and ready to go. Because of the visibility, I am going to make use of these systems that the 145 has to help me not fly into mountains, which I think is a good idea. Let's come up here and turn the landing light on. So we do have the normal landing light, we've got the kind of fixed searchlight, and we have the high intensity searchlight as well, which we will use should we need it. Right, let's go and head out. It's a pretty short flight. Obviously, Table Mountain is close to Cape Town Airport, so we're probably looking at a 5 or 6 minute flight to get out there. But this visibility is the main concern for me, is how much are we actually going to be able to do once we get there. Now, if we get above this, obviously, if they're on top of the mountain, which it sounds like they are, then we might actually be out of some of this low cloud and mist and stuff. So that could actually help. But it all depends. I'm going to get the landing and searchlight off because it just creates a huge glare. Right, as we climb out through this, it's actually there's still a bit of light in the sky. So we might actually be okay. We're kind of out of the rain already as well. You can see the mountain up ahead. So gonna need to climb quite a bit. So actually it might not be too bad, because we're actually gonna be out of this weather, it looks like. I'm presuming we're going to need to hoist them. I don't think we're going to be able to land up there, but again, we'll see what it looks like when we arrive. The other thing is, it's going to be very dark up there, because down here we've got all the lights from the city and from the buildings and stuff. Up there, there's nothing. So we're going to have to be wary of that as well, and that's why we've got the searchlights to help us actually locate the person. Okay, it actually doesn't look too bad up here. Kind of looks worse out that way. Possibly out that way as well. Right, we're looking at about 3 minutes to go. And then, naturally, with any search and rescue mission, the most difficult part is going to be actually finding the person up there. Okay, so we're doing decent speed. Our torque is okay. We can maybe push it up a little bit, climb a little bit quicker. Looks like there's more nasty weather coming in from the ocean as well. But up here it's actually reasonably clear. Still hazy, still foggy, but way better than it was down on the ground. There's a little bit of light still left in the sky. But a nice crosswind from the left. So, I'm going to keep that in mind while we're searching. Okay, so he's kind of, well, last reported position is there pretty near the highest point, it looks like. Some clouds hovering around the mountain. Right, I'm going to get the searchlight on, well, the landing light and the fixed searchlight. And that's just worse, isn't it? Oh wow, look at this cloud right here. I'm going to bring the speed down. We've got the synthetic vision as well, but can kind of see. I think we're going to need the searchlight to actually spot the person, but at least I can see the terrain. Alright, so there's a bunch of trails now underneath us. Those lights on the right there are the cable car, I think. And it was around this area somewhere that he was spotted. So possibly on this peak here. Just off to our right. I think we're going to need the big spotlight to actually spot anything down there. And this is assuming he's on the top. If he's down here on one of the trails, that's going to be crazy. Because there, I think that's the trail that goes through there. Sure, that's pretty rough. Getting a little rain on the windscreen. That's the cable car in front. So we might have some weather to deal with up here after all. Okay, let's make sure we don't fly into this. And that green over there is the laser rhino projection. Okay, so it's basically this area that we've circled now. There's another part of the trail there. Right, let's get these lights on. Does that just make it worse? Yeah, that's impossible. So let's switch those off, but we'll turn on high intensity light. And I should be able now to use that. Why do I feel like it's not actually on? Okay, let's just check in here. Yeah, it's not on. Okay, there we go. And if I do this... we need to get a little lower in here, and we're gonna have to use that light to kind of scan these trails, I guess. do is when I can take my hands off the controls, I'll just recenter that light. It is getting dark very quickly. Okay, let's center the light. There we go. Right, so we're going to have to get quite a bit closer. It is on wide. Yes, it is. Oh, and we're starting to get into the rain as well. So I'm guessing we kind of just keep an eye on those trails and see if we can spot someone. This is going to be very difficult. Terrain rises quite steeply here. Right, the light is fading very quickly and the weather is changing as well. Okay, so it seems we need to be searching a little bit more, basically in front of us now. Like this kind of area. I must say it's a little bit scary not having the searchlight in front. Like when you start doing this, it gets a little bit scary. I thought I saw something there. Good. Okay, what I don't really want to be doing is drifting sideways like that, because then I don't really know what's in front of me, or what I'm heading towards at least. In reality, you would have someone with you, and most likely they would be operating the light and searching while we focus on flying. I'm kind of trying to do both here. Oh, there's the weather changing again. Okay. I'm assuming he's not going to be on the edge there. He's probably more up on the flat towards our left-hand side. Like in that kind of area. So we need to search that strip going back behind us. If I put this on wide, we do get a bit more. Okay. Oh, we can actually just make it wider and narrower. Oh, that's cool. I thought it was just two, like, discrete settings. Okay, that's a lot better. It's not as bright, obviously, because it's covering more area, but I think that works nicely. If I do something like this, and we sweep this whole side of the mountain, that's sick. Right there, the trails running all along there. Like that. Wow, that weather just changed dramatically. I'm using active sky. We could actually land up there, but well, he isn't there, so... Right, then I wonder, is he like more on the edge here? So it's actually nice and flat up here. Do not see anything. Not entirely sure what active sky is doing. The fact that the light keeps changing so much. I think it's just changing the cloud layers. Oh, and now it's stuttering. Right, let's see. So the position is further to the left. That's going to be down on the edge of the mountain, I think. So maybe we're actually searching too high up. Oh, if he's in the trees, that's going to be very difficult. Okay, so let's drop down a bit here. Careful not to descend too fast because we're slow. So maybe he's not actually on the top, but somewhere on the side here. There are trails all along here. careful with the wind as well. I would have hoped he made his way to like a clearing or something. Because if he's under a tree, we've got no chance. Wow, the visibility's cleared quite a lot. That's obviously what those weather changes were. Okay, this is a little scary, not being able to see the mountain at all, so I'm using the synthetic vision. Okay, so basically right, so I think he's on this edge here somewhere. So there's the cable car, we need to be careful of that. So we need to drop quite a bit of altitude. And then come around a bit to the left here. And then sweep along this ridge, kind of where the light is now. There. It's difficult to see from this angle. This feels way better because we're going into the wind, but it's very difficult to see from here. However, the marker is more up this way. I mean, in theory, the way the mission system works, he should be exactly at the marker. Roughly. But I mean, even if we just head there, we might not even be close enough for like him to spawn in. Okay, so this is the side of the mountain where I think he is. The marker is a little bit in front of us. So if we do a nice gentle sweep along here, he should be here somewhere, pretty close to the trail. Like here. Okay, a little bit further back. Like here somewhere. I don't see anything. Yeah, I just had to cut out a little bit there, but Flight Sim having a bit of a freak out about the network. I don't see anything. I'm worried that it hasn't actually rendered the person. So let me just double check. Looks fine. Okay, we're gonna look exactly where the marker is. Pretty much straight over it now. We want it to be just in front of us. We'll come right down to the side here. Be careful of descending too fast and getting into a position where we cannot recover. Okay, so it should be just in front of us. We should see injured person. I do not see a thing. Oh, there he is. I see him. Wow, it's tiny. Okay, let's go hover. And we'll go altitude hold as well. That should keep us there. Then I can show you. Oops, that's not what I wanted. If we make this nice and narrow. There he is there. Right. That is crazy. Okay, let's make this bigger. We can actually, that's as wide as it goes. And we'll slowly edge closer. And we're definitely going to have to hoist. What are we now, 140 feet? That's going to come down quickly as we get closer because he's a little further up the hill. That should give them enough light to work with. Probably blinding him completely, so let's maybe just do dim for now. Can't actually see him anymore, he's just there. Right, altitude 80 feet. Is that enough to hoist? I think we should get more to like 50. So let's go altitude hold off. And we'll slowly bring it down. Now we have no visual reference in front of us. Down to about 40 feet. That's nice and close. Okay, we'll put altitude hold back on. Okay, 36 radio. We're holding nice and steady. We can see him right there. Maybe to make it even less. Oops, this is the view. What if we do red? That's a bit ridiculous. Okay. We should maybe stop messing around and rescue this guy. Right, let's close this, switch to hoisting. Fuel, we're still okay, 230 kgs. We've got an hour on board, so we're fine. We're still gonna have to fly this guy to the hospital. He's definitely injured. So that is something we need to do as well. But we've got enough fuel for that. There's actually a hospital super close, just at the bottom of the mountain here. So I'm assuming it's going to take us there. Otherwise, there's another one towards the airport as well. Both of those are decent options. So he must have been hiking up there and fallen down here. That's what it looks like. Alright, there we go. He has him ready to go. Hoist is out. reset the high intensity light. Let's get the normal landing lights and fixed searchlight on. High intensity off. Right, we don't have all that glare anymore. Okay, next we need to get him back to the hospital. Oh, we're just going back to the airport, it seems. No, we're not. That's the hospital down there. So what I'm going to do is duck into the wind, and we're going to go down here and around that way. Because the wind is coming from this side, so we'll slowly face into the wind, and then we can head down because we're going to descend pretty quickly. And going around will also give us some space. Right, there is a ridge over there. So we want to head into that gap. Right, altitude hold off. And autopilot hover disengaged. And here we go. Careful of that cable car. It's over there. It ends up down there somewhere, I think. Is it there or there? I think it's there somewhere. We're gonna go along here, and the hospital I think is here. There's the laser rhino. Right, this is also going to be interesting, because once again, there most likely isn't going to be an actual rendered helipad. Although maybe, with the Orbex Cape Town scenery, maybe that looks like the hospital up ahead. I can see the helipad. Okay, wind is from behind us.
Caution, terrain.
Okay, what I was looking at is not the helipad.
Caution, terrain.
Is that even the hospital? No, it's not. It's further this way. That's the hospital there. Right, and I think, yes, that's the helipad over there. Okay, I can see it. We're gonna do a bit of an orbit because we want to land in this direction. Right. All looks good. that's the helipad down there. The wind's actually coming more from the right. We can't really approach from that direction because of the actual building. But this wind is going to push us towards the building exactly like that. And now I'm very high as well.
Caution, terrain.
Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, we'll try again. That's a little bit better, so we don't get pushed so much.
Caution, terrain.
I know this is not a good helicopter approach. Obviously, I'm not a rail pilot, but I'll do what I can. Right. I have never landed on this, so I hope
Caution.
it's actually modeled in such a way that we don't just plunge through it. As in, this is actually a solid surface that we can land on, because a lot of the buildings in this sim are not. Well, the fact that our radio altimeter seems to be kind of accurate is a good start. Should probably go forward a little bit more. Right, like about there. 2, 1. Oh, bit of a swing. Okay, it seems to be holding. Right, so then we can put these into idle. Let's get this off for now. And he should jump out. Right, and he'll hand over to... Why does it feel like our engines are shutting down completely? Okay, they aren't. Right, he'll obviously hand patient over to the hospital crew. There we go, stretcher being loaded back in. He'll get back into his seat, and then we make our way back to Cape Town. Right, he's getting on board. So let's go back to flight.
Cabin secure.
Okay, we'll wait for the engines to come up. Can we head out that way? We can, just to the right of that building, and then we loop around back to Cape Town. Okay, rotor RPM makes sense. Okay, that seems like it's stable. Clear left and clear right. Alright, so I think we can call that a successful mission. It took very long to find that person, and if we didn't have the exact map marker, yeah, that would have been a huge problem. I don't think we would have been able to see him. But anyway, I'm not a professional search and rescue pilot. Also, it is kind of more difficult to see things in the sim. Like from here, I'm pretty sure we could tell what sort of cars those are on the highway down there. But in the sim, it's just not possible because it's on this flat screen in front of you, I guess. But anyway, it's still fun being able to do these search and rescue missions. We can actually turn off all of our synthetic views at this point. We don't need that anymore. Weather's cleared a bit, although having said that, look at the rain coming in from that side. Looks like we're either going to make it into Cape Town just before that rain hits the airport, or just as it hits. Feel sorry for any airline flights that are flying into Cape Town in about half an hour's time. Oh, and there we go. Active Sky is busy updating, so it's stuttering. Getting a bit more haze, and we've got some rain on the windshield. Feel we've got 46 minutes on board, so basically just enough. Okay, it looks like we're going to be landing as this weather hits the airport. Keeping the landing light off because in this weather it just creates that big haze in front of the canopy.
Caution, terrain.
Right, we're coming over the parking here. Be careful of the street lights. Another big light here.
Warning, terrain. Caution, terrain.
just as the rain starts to intensify and the visibility drops. We'll bring it into the same place where we took off from earlier. Which is just down here to the left of the AMS hangar. I think this is the AMS hangar. Probably turn the landing lights on, but I think it's just going to be so bright with that extra searchlight that it's not actually going to be that useful. 12 feet, so we've still got a way to go. Okay, I'll set it down nice and gently over here. Okay, there's 5 feet. 2 and 1. Okay, and there we are, safety back just as the weather sets in. Right, let's come down here. We can get this to idle. Right, these can come off. That's fine. Can switch off the avionics at this point. This can go back to mute. Strobes off. And then let's shut down the engine. Oops. Shut down the engines completely. Just keep the lights on until our rotor stops spinning. We can use the rotor brake down here. Cool. That back down. And then we simply come up here and we switch off the battery. Wow. There we are at a lovely, very low visibility, rainy Cape Town. Made it back just in time. If we needed to, we could have gone to like Asoplot Air Force Base or even the Cape Town helipad out there by the waterfront. But yeah, made it back in the nick of time. Anyway, I still really enjoy flying these missions, and every time I do it, I realize how difficult it actually is. I know that the flying I was doing up there on the mountain was like on the edge, and a real helicopter pilot would look at that and go, that's a terrible way of doing it. But again, I am not a real world pilot, so I do what I can. But anyway, fun missions. The H145, as always, fantastic. Active Sky with its updating and causing stutters in the sim, not great, but it does allow us to have this historical weather. So this was from a couple of days ago, where the weather was exactly like this. So I do enjoy the historical weather aspect. But anyway, that is going to bring us to the end of this video. If you did make it all the way to this point, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And if you did enjoy it, you know what to do down below, and I'll see you in the next one.